Hello, Internet. It's me again, your favorite up-and-coming YouTuber. Today, we are going to talk about the massive contradiction between philosophies I'm seeing based on whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. It seems to me we are following two completely sets of rules based on which party you are a part of. So, we are all here for the 2016 election, and it came after Trump about absolutely everything. Now, I'm not going to go on a super pro-Trump tangent here, but he clearly is getting a lot of flack from the media and both sides of the political spectrum, which has me awfully skeptical of what are they hiding that they don't want this outsider to come in and expose them for. Well, he had a good roll the first round, and I very much feel that the second election, I mean, come on, there's just overwhelming dots that I'm connecting that it was rigged. It was fraud. So first of all, media, when Trump was running, you got to stop electing all these old, rich, white people. I mean, well, that's both sides of the political party are old, rich, white, mostly men. And then the next election comes around. Well, choose your champion. Well, Biden, old, rich, white guy who became rich by being a crooked politician. Trump's not mentally fit. If he was your dad, if he was your grandpa, you would rush him to the nearest psych ward and have him treated. Then Biden, really? He's got full-blown Alzheimer's. I don't know. I mean, am I a psychologist? No, but neither are you. You can't possibly see that Biden is more mentally fit than Trump. You can't possibly. I mean, whoever's controlling Biden is the worst president in the history of presidencies, and he's been acclaimed as being the most accomplished president in all of history. Come on, 5 decades as a senator and 8 years as a vice president. All of a sudden he's so highly accomplished as soon as he became president. You got to be absolutely fucking kidding me. Trump says something vague like, I think there might be a protest on January 6th. Oh, he called for violence. Oh my goodness. And then the January 6th protest, which they showed us the same video on a loop, same 5 minutes of video on a loop for 3 years until Tucker Carlson found 41,000 hours of more video that showed nothing violent was happening. They showed one isolated incident that was stopped almost immediately. Buffalo guy got 2 years in jail for his actions, and after these extra 41,000 hours of video was released, was found he did nothing wrong. Everybody, the prosecuting attorney, the investigators, the judge, they should all be held in contempt of court for a rigged trial. You can't possibly be like, oh, well, we have these couple hours of video. Where's the rest of it? Well, we don't know. Okay, guilty. That's not how our judicial system works. But when the other politicians, senators say, oh, keep the violence up, push back, burn things down, keep the riots up, show these people that we don't want Trump as president. Oh, this is Trump's America, us burning the place down because we don't want him there. I mean, the lack of logic here is just completely, it makes absolutely no sense. And this is the thing that's got me making this YouTube channel, is because, I don't know, maybe it's good therapy and I can yell and vent and get it off my chest, because this shit is seriously giving me brain cancer. The sheer stupidity of what I'm seeing. Now, if I'm wrong and the things I'm seeing aren't really what's going on, then fine, but we're all seeing the same news. So how am I taking this so much differently than you are? That is, you as in somebody who might not agree with what I'm saying. I can already hear you banging on your keyboard, and okay, that's fine. Show me links. Make a quick video, send it to me personally of your thoughts on the matter. I'd love to hear it. Let's have a discussion, and let's, come to a middle ground. There's a 30-year-old rape allegation against Brett Kavanaugh. a lynch mob 100,000 strong shows up at his door, convict him, step down, she's right, you're wrong, no evidence, doesn't matter, can't prove that it didn't happen, just step down, me too, believe her. Okay, there was not a shred of evidence anywhere that what happened. And the argument is, well, prove that he didn't do it. Well, no evidence that it did happen is overwhelming evidence that it did not happen. You can't prove something didn't happen, and that's how due process works. That's how our court system works. You notice the jury foreman says, we find the defendant not guilty. They don't say innocent, they say not guilty, because you can't prove innocence. You just have to prove guilt. But when the shoe is on the other foot and this Tara Reid gal says he literally shoved his hand down her pants and groped her crotch, crickets. So you've weaponized sexual assault allegations against only one party. So basically, you've taken away the voice and credibility of any woman who says she's been sexually assaulted, because we automatically assume this is what you're doing. I assume that's what you're doing with Bill Cosby, and he's guilty, and which is heartbreaking because, I loved his stand-up as a little kid. My mom would buy me his tapes, and I'd listen to his stand-up, and he was really funny. And very heartbreaking to me because the Cosby Show and all that. But, and Russell Brand, same deal. I'm over here, well, he admitted being a drug addict. He's hanging out with other drug addicts, and they went to the media. I saw a meme that said this. This is not my own brainchild here. They went to the media. They didn't go to law enforcement. They immediately went and said, oh, well, shit, he raped me. You were on drugs too. I'm not saying he was right. I'm not saying it's okay if he was on drugs and you were, for him to force himself on you. I'm not saying that's okay. I'm just saying that, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure here and coming out 30 years later after he's been very anti-left wing for 5-7 years now, and all of a sudden you're taking it seriously. Where the hell was the Me Too movement for Johnny Depp? And he made that dumbass statement, how long has it been since a actor assassinated a politician? It's about time. Well, I don't have to agree with everything that you say. Johnny Depp, fantastic actor. He said some dumbass shit, and then he kind of rebutted or what's the word? He took his statement back, basically. So anyway, they just blew off what this girl said about Biden, and an Australian news organization investigated it, and they found on the Larry King show, this girl's mom called his show. It is on camera that she made a statement, hey, she was sexually assaulted, and she kind of swept it under the rug because she didn't really want to make waves, and you blew it off. So I just do not understand this whole feminist movement. We need a woman vice president. Oh, no, not that woman. Oh, no, that's absolutely absurd. She doesn't represent my thing. It's like, no, you want representation that you think is going to make your life easy and cater to you. And again, that's the transgender movement also. If you're just going to go on success strike until government creates an ideal and convenient environment for you to become successful, don't plan on accomplishing much, because it's never going to happen. It's not society's job to find a place for you. You have to find a place in society. And these women that want, we need what's her name? Chief Bennett. Oh, she's just a bimbo. Oh man, she's so anti-woman and she's not the one I want in. But Kamala Harris. Oh yeah, she's so wonderful. Oh Jesus. Oh my God, how can you listen to her even talk? I just don't know. And they're so wonderful. Then AOC, wow, she's so amazing. She's a career bartender, which is fine. And then my friend's mom asked me, well, what were you doing at 29? Well, I was in the military thinking I'm actually doing something for my country, and I wasn't. Well, see, well, she was just bartending to get through college. Okay, great, fantastic. Well, she graduated college in 12 and got elected to Congress in 19. So 7 years after that, she's got these high accolades from University of Boston, I think, and couldn't apply it to anything until she became senator, and then immediately wanted a pay raise, and now she's worth like $10 million because of her book. You only get a couple dollars per book, so she sold 40 million copies to make this $8 million. It's just absolutely absurd, and she's so brilliant and wonderful, but yet Bennett, Chief Justice Bennett, is just a bimbo, and you don't want representation. You want to feel accomplished. Again, like, oh, I is this demographic of person. Well, oh, the first of that demographic made this this position. Oh, well, therefore I'm a success. I mean, how pathetic is your demographic that when thousands of people have done something before you, you have to say, well, but this is the first person, the youngest of this demographic, and blah blah blah, born this date, of this height, of this weight, who's really good at thumb wrestling or rock paper scissors lizard Spock. Look how they made this spot. I mean, Jesus criminy. We have to throw a parade for everybody who is the first to do a thing. Hey, I'm the first one who is me to make a YouTube channel. Where the hell's my goddamn trophy? I don't want one. I'm just saying. Trump had classified documents at his Mar-a-Lago estate. They threw them on the floor, took pictures, and posted them on the internet. Oh, all of a sudden classified documents are important, and they found nothing. They were declassified. There wasn't any problem with him having them there. But Hillary, years of investigations, and they just threw everything out. Couldn't indict her because it's election interference. But indicting her for her political racketeering is election interference, but indicting Trump over things from his businesses from 50 years of being a big business tycoon, well, that's just good politics. Not saying Trump's innocent of everything, but I mean, come on. Again, they know they can't get him with election fraud again like they did last time. It'd be too obvious when Biden wins with 140 million votes and Trump only has 100 million, or still only has 75 million. I mean, these things are just too freaking obvious to me. The whole kids in cages thing. Who built the cages? The Biden and Obama administration built the cages, right? Now what Trump said, and he's right. And now they're unaccompanied minors in overflow facilities. Okay, so what are we supposed to do? Just build a massive 5-star resort at our southern border to be an alternative international homeless shelter? We're just letting people pour through our borders, 20 to 35. Where's the war? What, are they escaping communism in Venezuela? I mean, okay, fine, but why are all the dudes coming up here? Again, this is, I mean, they're bringing up an army here, and I am shocked that I'm not seeing media reporting more burglaries and all kinds of other things coming in. Again, they're reporting all these people pouring over the border, but I'm not seeing the result of them being here. Again, that's media. They give you this shred of information and they just play it on a loop, and you make an opinion, and then no matter how much they show you afterwards, you kind of never change your mind. They did it with George Floyd. Okay, I'm getting off topic, but did it with George Floyd, that whole "I can't breathe" thing. Well, they finally, like 4 or 5 years later, I think it's 5 years later, Candace Owens got the rest of the footage. And I mean, you guys are rioting and protesting and burning cities down over your criminals and thugs getting their comeuppance. And, it just, I don't know. These things contradict themselves and they make no sense to me. Well, they do if it's intentional to unravel things and get you and me to fight about things that neither one of us have any of the facts. So I would encourage you, when you hear something on the news, give it a few minutes and wait a little bit to get the rest of the story. It might take 5 years, but this is not trial by political or by social media and public opinion. It's by jury. JP Sears, love his channel. He has We Lie to You News. He did a good recap of the Kyle Rittenhouse trial and basically told the rest of the story, and he didn't seem to have really done anything wrong. Blatant self-defense. Zimmerman, when he was attacked, oh, well, white guy, well, he's not actually white, blah, blah, blah. And then the jury came out that it was pretty much self-defense. Again, back to the topic at hand, what's okay and what isn't. Remember how they attacked Byron Trump? And just, oh, this 12-year-old, oh, what a piece of shit he is. And then when you talk about Hunter Biden, well, you can't badmouth a dude's son like that. Do you have any idea what it's like to have a kid with substance abuse problems? Blah, blah, blah. This is so horrible. Oh, the corruption runs so deep. The FTX, the cryptocurrency guys who laundered the Ukraine money back to the Democratic Party. He was arrested, got out on a $250 million bail. I mean, come on. I just do not see how you can defend any of that. Now, granted, I'm missing a lot of facts and a lot of information, but you know what? It got swept under the rug, and I haven't heard anything about it for weeks. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. For 4 years, you screamed Russian collusion for the 2016 election. And, let's put the shoe on the other foot. If Biden had rallies that filled football stadiums and Trump couldn't fill a high school gymnasium, if the 2,000 mules that Dennis D'Souza made was in Trump's favor, if Biden had trains running 90 miles with 25,000 people in attendance, if Trump flipped 5 blue states that had been red states for 7 decades, flipped them from blue to red, if he had full-blown dementia, which you accused him of having, if the massive vote count spike went from 40,000 behind to 40,000 above, if Trump had 10 million more votes than Biden, if Trump won by 25 million votes, over 100% of the registered voters, if the shoe was on the other foot, again, all they had to make was a wild accusation of Russian collusion, and you ran with it for 4 years. Right? Look at everything that's pointing toward fraud in favor of Biden, and it's just getting glossed over. Well, do you know how many people have to be involved? Not that many. Weren't like 400 counties over 100%, which, I mean, the numbers add up. And it's very self-serving to be like, well, my guy won, so I don't really give a shit how he did it. I mean, again, the hypocrisy, come on, we're all in the same boat here. You can't just blow it off because the other end's sinking and be like, well, my end's still above water. And that's the thing about Republicans, okay, which I don't claim Republican. I claim libertarian. I think government needs to be out of things as much as possible, go private enterprise. Well, then the private enterprises get too powerful, and, well, the corporations own the government. Well, that's far better than the government owning the corporations. I promise you that. And we're going to find a happy medium here very soon. And that's something I hope to unlock on my channel, bring us to a middle ground, because we can. Anytime I talk to somebody, for the most part, we kind of disagree, but if we actually can sit down and have a conversation one-on-one, we can usually come to a middle ground. This is a problem with social media, and everybody's so politically involved. Like, we're just constantly jumping back and forth, and there's no discussion to be had and no middle ground to be found. Well, maybe I can't find it for the world, but maybe, a handful of people will realize, like, oh, hey, maybe I'm not nuts, and maybe Eric's onto something. Maybe not. I don't know. I've been talking long enough. Thank you for staying tuned this long. So smash that subscribe button. The more people I get to subscribe, the better my show will get. So let me know what you think. Have a good night. Keep your stick on the ice.